I made a video there a couple of weeks ago about the case in Tullamore Circuit Court involving Pepper Finance. The judge in the case, Judge Costello, I think, ordered Pepper to charge an interest rate of 2.5% in the particular case, where the couple in question were struggling with a home loan, struggling with a mortgage. Pepper had bought the mortgage and the interest rate was 5.5%. The personal insolvency arrangement involved a suggestion or proposal by the PIP, the personal insolvency practitioner, that the couple would pay 2.5% interest on their mortgage for 25 years. This was rejected by Pepper. However, the judge accepted the proposal and ordered Pepper to ensure that the couple only paid 2.5% over the next 25 years on their home mortgage. I made a video about this, and there was quite a bit of commentary in the newspapers as well and online about Pepper getting their comeuppance and about the court and the judiciary and the legal system and indeed the government and so on giving Pepper what they deserved, and about time, and these vulture funds buying up loans, and how dare they, and it's about time they got a black eye and so on. People are misunderstanding this case, and in this video I'm going to try and clarify a couple of things, because I've had a lot of queries to my office and through email and the phone and so on about people looking to negotiate with Pepper, to fight with Pepper, to see if there's now some sort of get out of jail card for anyone in a difficult position with a home loan and so on. I want to try and clarify and clear up any confusion. The first thing to understand is these people in the Tullamore Circuit Court case were involved in a personal insolvency arrangement. It is an arrangement that you can get through a PIP, which is suitable for some people, and it involves a person with secured debt and unsecured debt coming to an arrangement with their creditors. There was 800 PIPs, or 800 personal insolvency arrangements apparently in 2022, 800, which were signed off on and agreed and so forth. But the ordinary person who borrowed money, whose loan may have been sold to Pepper or some other fund manager or mortgage manager or debt manager, that person still owes the money. You still owe the money. There's no silver bullet, there's no easy way out, and this case is of practically no relevance to you, no assistance to you, unless you're in a personal insolvency arrangement. And then you might get a better interest rate, but you'll still owe the money. Now, Pepper themselves have made a statement there in the light of the number of queries they've received from customers, which I would expect, because quite frankly I've had quite a few calls and emails and so on to my office and through social media and so on. Pepper have issued a statement, and they're basically making the point that personal insolvency arrangements have been a useful additional solution to help people dealing with long-term debt. And the personal insolvency arrangement has come about through the some arrangements certainly that was brought about by the Personal Insolvency Acts, I think it was, or Protected Personal Insolvency Acts, I think, passed there a few years ago. And then you have the Insolvency Service of Ireland, who would be involved in it as well. But the key thing is, to enter into a personal insolvency arrangement, you must have a secured debt, that is a mortgage. You must be insolvent, you must be in mortgage arrears, and you must be at risk of losing your home. As I said, there was 800 PIAs completed and agreed in 2022. PIPs, personal insolvency practitioners, are the qualified professionals who are regulated by the Insolvency Service of Ireland, and they will be able to assist you to ascertain whether it's a good idea for you or not, and whether it suits you or not, a personal insolvency arrangement. You can get a consultation with a PIP, and through the money advice budgeting service MABS, they have a section, I think it's called a Walia, and they can arrange or get you a voucher, I think, for a free first consultation, free with a PIP. That would be useful. The Insolvency Service of Ireland website is a good place to have a look, and you learn more about the personal insolvency arrangement and so on. Implications then of the recent court case in Tullamore. This particular court case in Tullamore did attract quite a degree of publicity, quite a deal of commentary online and so on, but it is a unique case to a certain extent, and it relates to the specific facts of the case. Pepper says that the judgment is not unprecedented, and similar court rulings to fix rates for insolvency customers have been handed down by the Irish High Court in recent years. But remember, this case was about fixing a rate at 2.5% for 25 years. In other words, the couple involved in the PIA still owe the money and are simply paying it at a lesser rate than originally, which was 5.5%. The judgment does not mean Pepper can offer fixed rate mortgages according to Pepper, because Pepper say that unlike banks and non-bank lenders, Pepper is a regulated loan servicer and not a residential mortgage lender. And that's why they have such difficulty with a judge saying that you can only charge 2.5%, because Pepper doesn't really have an independent source of funds, I don't believe. They say they can't provide residential mortgage loans and therefore can't offer fixed rate mortgage products to customers. Bottom line is, if you are indebted to Pepper, if you have a loan that's due and owing to Pepper, the bad news is if you borrowed the money and you didn't repay it, you still owe the money. This case in Tullamore is not any sort of a silver bullet, is not a get out of jail card, and as I say, you still have the debt. This is a specific case in which refers to and is applicable only for the couple in question, who, remember, were involved in a personal insolvency arrangement. So they had gone to a PIP, personal insolvency practitioner, and had a meeting with their creditors and had proposals to make to their creditors and so on. And the thing was, Pepper weren't agreeable to the proposal to pay the home loan at 2.5%, and that's how it ended up in the Circuit Court, and the judge made the decision. But as I say, a lot of people have contacted me by email, on social media, Facebook, TikTok, you name it, have rang the office and so on. Other people have rang as well and said they want to fight Pepper. There's no basis for fighting anybody in relation to this. There's no basis for fighting vulture funds, insofar as you can fight them if you want, but the bottom line is, from a legal perspective, you still owe the money, and this case won't change that. So whether it's Pepper or whether it's Start Mortgages or any other fund or mortgage or debt manager, then this case is of limited benefit to you. If you borrowed the money, if you didn't repay the money, you still owe the money. And I have had some people asking me about going to negotiate with Pepper or going to fight with Pepper. That's fine, but they need to understand from the outset that this case doesn't make a whole lot of difference, and if you owed the money to Pepper, you still owe the money to Pepper. I hope this video clarifies somewhat the situation around that particular case in Tullamore in the Circuit Court. There has been a huge amount of commentary online, and a lot of it, as I say, was to the in the tone of about time Pepper got their arse handed to them on a plate, about time vulture funds were ran out of the country and so on. But that's not what's happening here. That is simply wishful thinking. Hope you find this video useful. If you do, I'd appreciate if you gave it the thumbs up down below. And if you are struggling with debt, I would recommend that you go, and especially if you have a home loan, secured debt, you're struggling with it, there's a danger that you might lose your home, there's a danger that you won't be able to pay your mortgage, then I would strongly encourage you to go to a personal insolvency practitioner for a consultation. See, is a personal insolvency arrangement right for you? Because if it is right for you, it's a good deal. it's a good way of dealing with debt. There is other solutions to dealing with debt as well. Personal insolvency arrangement is one, and it's suitable for a person with a mortgage, a home loan, secured property, or secured borrowing. But there is other ones as well, a debt settlement arrangement, for example, and there's a situation, a product or a scheme for unsecured debt too. As I say, hope you find this video useful. If you do, would appreciate if you gave it the thumbs up down below. Thanks a lot.